Alright guys, what's up? How you doing? As you can see, there's no cam, and I'm so sorry for that this time around. I've been having some weird-ass technical problems. Blame Spiff, even though he gave me his computer for a while and is the best human being in the world. Still blame Spiff because his computer has like this weird problem where it's randomly making the USBs fail for a second during use, and then I can't get my cam to like re-register with OBS. So, huge apologies for that. I hope that that's okay with you guys. But this is the whatever week it is of the NShadow sub-only weekly tournaments. And as you can see, we got two Guardians. There's a reason for that. This is a Guardian-only tournament. We have Mazarites here joining us yet again.
How's it going, guys?
With a new and improved microphone.
I heard the feedback. They didn't like the mic. Got a new one. We'll see how it goes this time.
Shell is not allowed. No protections are allowed in this event. I can't tell you how many times I've specified that. If anybody gets DQ'd for building protections, I will be very upset. No protections in your passive for items. No shell. That would obviously mean nothing. So now these are both two premier supports in throughout Smite history. But obviously in Duel, neither of them. I'd say Athena definitely a much bigger favorite when it comes to supports, though people don't really expect it.
Yeah, definitely think Athena recently been buffed as well with her passive now reach doing 15% damage, about in-hand damage, close to power. So huge buff for Athena. I wonder if that gives her the advantage in this matchup.
Yeah. Oh wow. But it's that being said, Jordy's gonna pick up first blood there. Very nice Sunder. I like both of these players started out with the Sunder there. Jordy didn't. A lot of times you'll see people go beats to start out. Also, I'm an idiot. I had music playing. Oh my god, I really hope that this doesn't mute the video. Why wasn't Rob yelling at me? Because he's not here. Alright guys, don't worry. Don't worry.
Gab picking up that first blood, getting in Sunder, and now he's been rewarded with red buff. Huge lead for the Gab.
Absolutely, keep going, Maz. Everybody loves you, and I gotta get the music.
Okay, so both Guardians picking up Soulstone as a first starter item. So both we have to make sure that we're looking for them to hit 5 autos on the way before they use an ability. Take advantage of that. Gives them a lot of extra power. Also, the mana sustain, which is a big deal for Guardians in the early game. Surprised I've actually seen maybe a mana chalice because of that, but you'll see both of them have picked up heavy mana parts, both of them picking up a lot of potions.
Additional thing there with the Soulstone, Athena's passive allows her to easily proc it. Ooh, look at that. Oh, that was cute. I love that.
Nice ult.
Yeah. I mean, he's not guaranteed to get some kills with that, early on with Geb here, though he is kind of snowballing. So, he kind of throws it away, but at the same time applies some poke, make sure that he gets himself out of a dangerous position. But yeah, so she can just get the stack it very easily, not proc it rather, but stack it easily with her passive throughout that whole minion wave, easily getting it up to 5.
Yeah, one of the advantages of Athena in this matchup. Geb going into the tier 1 lost artifacts. Interesting. What do you think he's building into with that?
He might go with do more, but like he's probably, you don't see people build into either the Chronos Pendant, you just don't see very often at all, and then definitely wouldn't expect a Rod Rush unless he was like half trolling and like really felt like this is going to be an easy win for him, which I don't think would be the case in this tournament setting. So I feel like it's going to be a do more, but he's going to try to go for even more snowball potential.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. Being that League Tournament is not allowing defense, stacking a lot of magical power is definitely going to come in to play.
Yep, absolutely. So
nice damage coming out from Athena, but just poke at this point.
Yeah, and Corny actually leveling very well throughout this, though, still, as you can see. Despite the deficit and being down about like 700 gold, he's keeping up reasonably well in experience. He's also going straight into. Is he going into? Are they both on the same page here with going do more? Is that the unannounced, the unofficial strat here, or is it a Chronos Pendant? And both are saying that they need. Maybe you know what it is. Both need cooldown reduction, and there aren't many items that they can get it in that aren't defense. So it could be a Chronos Pendant rush. There's a lot to consider in this kind of a setting now. Ooh, you see that?
Beautiful use of a reach.
Yeah, I can't believe
Oh.
Athena was able to turn that around. That was that looked like Geb's game. But really nice play from both. A big counter Sunder, and at first, I mean, it's just such a back and forth fight in general. And I mean, Geb kind of has that that wow factor to him. The combo off of his ultimate, especially combined with Sunder, does so much damage. He's a big burst guy. Oh wow, no, it is a Doom Orb, at least for Geb. Does the Resort Artifact build into Doom Orb, or is that automatically Chronos Pendant or Rod? I believe it's...
He will be going into Chronos Pendant or Rod with that. Interesting how they're both branched off into the different tree of this item. But yeah,
yeah,
we'll
it's
see
true.
which
Same start, completely different paths.
I think I like the Doom Orb more. Comes along a lot earlier, give Geb a huge amount of power, and just give him what he needs to continue snowballing.
Yeah, I agree. Same here. I'm surprised to see neither of them go Bancrofts here, actually, as a start, given that Bancrofts is available for this event. Wow, did you see that Athena damage, though? That's one thing about this tournament. No protections means that these Guardians are going to be smacking each other for a lot more than you normally see it. And yeah, a lot of people know, like, you know, gods like Ymir can hit like trucks if you aren't prepared for it. That's actually why Ymir and Fafnir have been banned for this event. So those two gods that I feel like would really be premier standout gods would easily take the tournament and kind of just centralize it so that you have to ban them. I just decided to take them out of the equation, allow people to get more bans themselves. I could be overestimating one or the other or both, but I think that would be the, you know, I hope that would be the ideal solution. So hopefully we see a good, you know, reasonable amount of variety throughout this event still.
For sure, and I'm really excited to see in the late game as well. Both of these characters are going to be doing so much damage with no defense. Really exciting, yeah, to see the late game of these Guardians.
Yeah, and Guardians are actually some of my absolute, well, it is my favorite class. That's what I main. For those of you who don't know, I play, you know, I obviously play only Duel now other than like my sub games and stuff, and when I'm like messing around trying to master gods, which we no longer have to do anyway because you can play them regardless. But yeah, they're my favorite class, and I was a Guardian or, you know, support main. So many of these gods, it's a treat to be able to see them. Do you see how many autos Geb is hitting and then just annihilating Athena here?
Rio comes out, Sunder. Oh my god, blown up. Geb getting the second kill of the game.
Poor Maserati's is I entered the game more quickly than him this time, and because of that we are off sync. I forgot to party up and just jumped into it like an idiot, and yeah, so we have that result. I'm at 752 now.
Oh, okay, I'll speed up a little bit.
Alright, sorry about that. It's entirely my bad.
Okay, I'm on 8 minutes now.
Okay, yeah, about the same. It seems like along the way we get a little off track, but we'll see. Hopefully it should be all good. Jordy looks to be having a lot of fun with it. He's jumping around, laughing a little bit, shooting some fireworks, and or maybe that was the diamond one. I didn't get to see when it blew up. But yeah, and it looks like the auto attacks, like you would think he's going like an auto attack build, but it's really just that he's being very efficient with how he mixes auto attacks into the ability chain here, you know. So it's a very good combo efficiency and just making sure that he's getting the maximum amount of damage.
For sure, get going now into a Polynomicon. Bit early for the traditional dual build, but definitely think it's going to work out combined with the huge amount of power he's getting from that Doom Orb. Athena, on the other hand, she looks like she's going into either an Ethereal Staff or a Gem of Isolation, or yeah, it looks like one of those two items. I'm not really sure. Maybe his thought process is, okay, I can't build defense, so I'm just going to stack a bunch of health. Maybe that'll give him more survivability. But we'll see how the damage option and the health option, who comes out on top.
Yeah, did she sell her tier 2 of the wrong item path and then go do more?
I think she did, yeah.
That is so rough. Oh man, that sets her back so much on top of already being so far behind. Yeah,
A lot of
Polynomicon is
damage
something
now.
that you don't expect to see until a little bit later. I think that Jordy picking up here wants to get more tower push out of it, and he does have very good combo potential with it after the 2 or after the 1 being able to apply a very easy poly. So it's a strong item in this kind of context where you don't have to go a defense item. That's another thing. Without defense in the mix, you get a lot more variety in the itemization. Ooh.
Great ult coming out from the game. Cancelling Athena's dash. Oh my god, the poly shot and just destroying the Athena there. Bad go going to the Geb.
Yeah, like I said, it's all been about combos for this Geb here, and that's what Geb does best, really. That combo game is so strong with him, and it's what makes him such a fun god to play, and Jordy seems to have it down pat.
For sure, just taking a lead and running with it. It is going to be the Gem of Isolation built by the Athena. Not the most damage efficient item, but again, that health and the passive of abilities now slowing. We'll see. Not really much synergy with Athena, I guess, but
I don't feel like this is a great option for her, given that Geb can cleanse himself too of the slow. Right? Correct me if I'm wrong. And then he's, I mean, it's health, which is great, and health is going to be something very important in these matchups going into the later stages of the game, because there's no protections. Health is, you know, absolutely necessary. But you can't just, I don't know, it's just such an awkward build. Like I said, selling that tier 2 and then going into the Doom War, but you can't really afford to. She should have just finished Chronos Pendant.
Yeah, I agree.
Her damage are already so nerfed, and now going into the Gem of ISO too, instead of like a pen option or something, or not a pen option, but you know, a larger damage option. And that's another thing to consider, though. Actually, that pen is not that big here, so I'm surprised to see both go pen boots and not cooldown boots, given that there's not many cooldown options available in these builds.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Maybe we will look to see them sell their boots later on for cooldown boots. Early on in the game, Guardian Cooler isn't the best, so just getting that early power online can really help with wave clear. But we'll see. I definitely think that later on in the game, we'll see them sell their boots for cooldown boots.
Yeah, exactly. And then you know what is very true. Somebody actually in the chat pointed out that flat pen is big here because if you're going to be able to do true damage, that's true. That's very huge. You're going to be able to shred through the early Guardian protections there, because there are innate protections, of course. So that pen, that little bit of pen from the pen boots should actually accomplish the job. Maybe you don't need more than that, and that'll just, you know, you're set. And that'll also give you a very strong to start with as well.
For sure. All coming out by the Geb. That's a huge amount of damage. I think that was a Polynomicon proc right there.
Yep. Just devastation there.
Athena was channeling her ult for a second.
I don't know why. I feel like just desperation. I thought she was going to like use the ult and then troll F6, but no, it looks like she's just going to go down and keep fighting here. You at least have to admire the tenacity from Corny. He's sticking it out and trying to make something happen. Is now going into the Bancrofts. I feel like it's a little late for this item, but you know, at the same time, maybe it's never too late for Bancrofts. It's a little tricky. It's just such a big power item, and the lifesteal is nice, but it's known for being very strong in the early. Oh, she's actually, nope, not gonna find. Does she have a Sunder? Wow, she doesn't.
Damage critical and
oh, so low. Oh my god, the Geb making it out on a sliver of health. Very unfortunate for Athena. That kill right there would have given something for the Athena to kind of continue the game on. Looking rough for the Athena, that kill would have really helped out, but just not able to secure.
She was looking, and you could see the hope in her eyes as Geb just rolled away there. So saddening. And that previous engagement calls to question, why does Athena have ult? Did she panic level it in that engagement and like accidentally use it there? Because I have no idea.
Forgot what game mode this was.
Yeah, maybe. It depends how much time you have put into Athena in Duel. You know, a lot of people. This is, you know, not many people put that much time into Guardians in Duel. So you're not gonna see people just come out and know from the start. And this is round 1. What the deal is going to be with in terms of damage. Yeah, that's just too much for Geb coming out right now. I don't think you can stop a snowballing Geb in this kind of position. As with the build that Corny set up for himself, Jordy's just looking too strong here.
Interesting enough, he's gone into the Obsidian Shard as well. Now, I don't think this is the best option considering no one's building defense, but the thing to consider is as well that it provides extra penetration to objectives as well, like towers and phoenixes, so getting that extra objective damage, as well as just the huge amount of power that Obsidian Shard provides. I think it's definitely a strong pickup here.
I think I definitely find myself going into it as well, given that it's it is such a noticeable amount of damage onto those structures, and Guardians have such a hard time as is. I feel like it's going to be a staple in this tournament. It's arguable whether he needs it here because he's already so large in this game and has the Polynomicon. And that Phoenix is already near down, but you know, you might as well. It's gonna help out still on the way there, and in case that Phoenix does ever respawn anything. So yeah, it's definitely not the best choice possibly, but it's not the worst either. And throughout the tournament, I wouldn't be surprised to see it more in more beneficial situations.
Yeah, Geb taking that fire giant.
That was an absurd amount of damage, and Athena got out.
I was actually surprised to see how much damage Geb was doing to that fire giant.
Yeah. But again, we're off sync, unfortunately, because while you're looking at the fire giant, yeah, I'm looking at this fight versus Athena. I promise next game we'll have it. It's again entirely my fault, you guys. I suck, big time. Yeah, it's really funny. This kind of event, I think the most fun thing about it will be just seeing the numbers coming out from these Guardians where you're really not expecting it. Especially, you know, if you can see any like Bacchus play, Kumba play, pretty much all of them have that burst potential.
For sure, all of them have ability damage, and with no defense, that ability damage is going to be hitting hard. Huge amounts of burst from both characters. And what I like about it as well is it really look at the damage that Athena's doing to the Geb. Like, this isn't over for the Athena necessarily. Like, she's able to do a lot of damage still, so I definitely think there is room for comebacks to take place in this tournament.
Exactly. I was thinking the exact same thing. With that's one worry I even have is that if somebody's dominating by this much, because there's no defense, if you make one misstep and the opponent can take it out from under you, that's scary, man. Athena, especially with the push potential that she'll have, she doesn't have Poly here. Like I said, I don't agree with a lot of the build choices here. Polynomicon on Athena is insanely strong, especially with her passive. But it's a scary thought that you could be so ahead and have somebody just take it back from you. It's also really nice to see that comebacks are a thing. That's the tricky thing with any sort of, you know, comeback mechanic in a game is like you want to have some of it, but too much of it really just crushes the spirit of the game and even hinders the competitive value of the game. So let's hope that throughout this event we see it work out more more productively rather than retroactively.
Okay, so Geb finishing off his build with Ethereal Staff. Huge amount of health, crowd control reduction, power, just pretty much everything he wants. Passive is really nice as well. I just think he's looking to get a cheap, effective item online, give him a little bit more stability, more damage, and just finish off this game. Whereas the Athena, it looks like she's going towards a Rod, which I don't know if I like the Rod here, just because she's so behind already, and the item that takes so long to get online. And I feel like a more cost-effective damage item could have been better here.
Yeah, I agree completely. You know what? One thing that's interesting to see. Oh, look at the damage coming from Geb again. It's just too much.
God.
To handle.
So much damage.
And like I said, again, Jordy knows the combo perfectly, pops that ultimate, gets the auto. Actually, I'm not sure if in that engagement he was able to go and take that auto first and then hit the 2, but ideally that's it. But yeah, I mean, it's a simple combo and it's a very efficient one. Just at this stage of the
Jordy's
game.
showcasing the strength of Geb in this tournament, and I don't think this is the last we've seen of him.
Yeah, absolutely. Geb also, having the shield has some of the best defensive options in this event, given that there are no protections and not a lot of characters are going to be that tanky in general. So you build a lot of health, build a good amount of points into the shield, and you're gonna be relatively safer than the rest. All right, so GG and good stuff to Jordy.
GG.